Welcome to Vintage Vinyl, CourierJournal.com, the show where we talk about music. I'm Jeffrey Lee Puckett, music critic for the Courier Journal. This is Tom Heiser, who makes the internet happen for the newspaper and for the world. You're responsible for the world's internet.
I'm worldwide. I do my best. Well, we're here once again to put our minds together and discuss some of the great vintage vinyl, some of the great classic rock. Of not quite our time, but
speak for yourself.
But these are our songs, the ones we love to debate, and we are going to start it this week by actually staying here in the good old U.S. of A. Mark,
first time.
Aerosmith, the boys from Boston, and there is no better song to kick this off with at my number 10 than "Walk This Way." I mean, this is I think the most recognizable Aerosmith song. Of course, it was brought back when they did it with Run DMC, which I am going to go out on a limb here and I'm sure get pelted with some vegetables when I walk out of the building today. But that was not a bad way for them to come back after some drug issues over in a long period of the 70s. Walk This Way, of course, the original is fantastic, but I thought that they did a great job kind of updating it and becoming relevant again.
I was afraid you were going to dismiss the collaboration with German.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
I thought that was a big moment in American music when those two got together.
I think you might agree with this, but it had that kind of an early rap sound anyway with the way their lyrics have been, so I think it made perfect sense.
Yeah, well, the Reverend obviously understood that.
Yes, and Bud Melman.
My number 10 of what may be America's greatest rock band is Kings and Queens.
Nice.
This is a song from Draw the Line, which actually began their decline. The drugs really had started to take a hold of Aerosmith around this time. But this song, obviously, in my opinion, stands with their greatest efforts.
And it's gonna come in at number 9 for me. Funny enough that we're bleeding right into that.
Yeah.
It starts off really powerful, and you think you're going to get this kind of really strong. So then all of a sudden it really slows down. You've got this almost kind of sinister sound to it. And this medieval sound. I love the kings and queens and guillotines. Oh, that's a great lyric.
It's actually a little Zeppelin-y in a way.
In a way, it is. I agree. And it's kind of low in the list, but it definitely needed to be in the top 10.
All right, Sweet Emotion is my number 9. That's a great song to be so low, but
it's awfully low. And I'll just leave it at that. Awfully low, JLP. I mean, let's put it this way: however your list goes from here, it better be awfully good. That's all I can say.
All right, duly noted.
Okay, number 8. I'm going with I think maybe Steven Tyler's just truly great moment. Not apart from Aerosmith, but just his one moment when he's singing "Train Kept a Rollin'." Just to hear him sit there and "Train Kept a Rollin'" all night long, it's fantastic. And I think that just if you're talking about what Steven Tyler means as far as that band, that's a good little clip.
Yeah, that's a great example of how an American band took the blues and made it their own when all the English bands had already accomplished that. My number 8 is from my favorite Aerosmith album, Rocks. See, I'm still
we're talking. Rocks is high on the list, as you will find out, and I'm bringing him back in.
Well, see, I still can't decide if Toys in the Attic or Rocks is my favorite Aerosmith album.
Well, I thought it was going to come down between Pump and Permanent Vacation, but if we're going
that's how little you think of me.
Anyway,
Sick as a Dog is my number 8.
Outlier.
That's not an outlier.
It's an outlier. It's not bad, but it's an outlier. Ooh, that's not floating around anywhere in the TEH list.
You need to put down about 11 hyphen Weisens and listen to Sick as a Dog.
All right, I'm gonna go with number 7, which I was glad to hear when you saw this that you were very happy. Uncle Salty,
yes,
which for a lot of people would be an outlier, but not for the dynamic duo here.
Not for real Aerosmith.
Oh, that's a fantastic Uncle Salty. Tell me, it's great bluesy beginning to that.
Yes. Mine is Toys in the Attic. That's my number 7.
Oh, that's nice.
That's got to be one of the strongest opening tracks of any rock and roll album ever. It's just completely out of control. I mean, it starts fast and gets faster and ends fast.
Which is a little unusual for them in the early stuff. I think later on, as they got a little poppier, you heard a lot of different sounds. But
well, I think that was 1975. I think that's when all the good coke hit the States. So that probably explains that.
The good stuff. It's a scene, man. Number 6, I'm going to go with a song we've all heard, on the radio on the weekends when it's an Aerosmith reefer. But "Dream On" is a fantastic song, and I'm actually going to be surprised if you don't include it in your list there, JLP.
I'll tell you what, a little story about "Dream On."
And now, story time with Jeffrey Lee Puckett.
Because that song has a significance in my life.
Dream on.
When I was a kid, I was just a total geek for comic books. That was my scene. I just loved comic books, anything by Jack Kirby, Stan Lee. And I would go to the flea market once a month to see my man, Gary Walker, buy all my comics. But I was walking through the flea market, and "Dream On" was being played over the PA. And at that moment, I realized I want to buy music more than I want to buy these comic books. Wow. And I stopped buying comic books and started saving all my money to buy records.
This has been Storytime with Jeffrey Lee Puckett.
Nice. So you're talking about the drug addiction for Aerosmith, but here you are saying I had to go see my man. About your connections. Now, okay, well now I can see why it was a popular song for you.
Yeah.
"Dream On." Number 6.
All right, number 6 for me, "Nobody's Fault."
Ooh. I like that.
Yes,
I like that.
That's it's a deep album cut from Rocks. It is a song. If you haven't heard "Nobody's Fault," it's going to blow your mind. Go call it up on YouTube right now. It will
do it. But
it'll break your head.
Well, I'm going to grab. Whoa! It's time for the magic guest ball, but
isn't it? It's warm to the touch.
Should I be? No. Let me pass it on to the professional.
Because it'll.
Sorry about that.
You'll break it.
All right.
Let's see who our guest is going to be this week.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, it's Patrick Callahan from My Morning Jacket.
Oh, here we go.
If I had to pick an Aerosmith song, it would be "Last Child" on the album Rocks, because of its infectious groove, and no matter how many times I listen to that song, I never get sick of it.
Speaking of great American rock bands, Callahan drums for one of them, and that was great to have him as our guest.
Yes.
Leading in to our top 5.
And these are the starting lineup for any
creme de la creme.
The creme de la creme for any Aerosmith fan. And guess what? At number 5 for both JLP and TDH, again, it's only happened twice. Same old song and dance, and it's a staple. I mean, you got to have it in there. But, But top 5, I certainly think it's got to be one of their best.
And I think "Get Your Wings" is my 3rd favorite Aerosmith album. It's got "Lord of the Thighs."
Yeah.
It's got a couple of really great songs on it.
"Draw the Line"? I got to go "Draw the Line." It's number 3.
Oh, interesting.
Rocks, Toys, and "Draw the Line."
All right. You want to go number 4?
I'll go 4.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this song now.
Where am I? Let's see. I'm sitting here, and I'm back in the saddle again. That is the perfect combination. I mean, you have got it when you got the Steven Tyler screeching with right behind it. I mean, sitting as close as you are to me, Joe Perry, right there.
Yes. Yes.
That's just a fantastic combo.
Really
Back in the Saddle is there's a reason it's number 4.
Yeah. Remember a few years ago when Steven Tyler had throat surgery?
Yes.
When the doctor cut him open, after the surgery, he said, "I've never seen vocal cords like yours." He said, "They're just freakish," which explains why he's probably 60-something, but he looks in his low 80s. He can still sing pretty much like he sang in the 70s.
Still a sharp dresser.
Yeah, for a grandmother. But speaking of what a great singer he is, my number 4 is "You See Me Crying" from Toys in the Attic. This is
not "Cried When I Met You."
No,
okay.
no.
Okay.
"You See Me Crying" is a ballad.
Yes.
From Toys in the Attic. The only thing remotely approaching a ballad. But it's just got one of Steven's great vocals. It's a song that's just near and dear to me.
That's a good choice. I mean, that's a little deep on the playlist too, but that's a fantastic choice. Number 3, I'm going with Last Child.
Ooh.
It's not too low, I hope. It's not too.
It's a little low. Even at number 3, it's a little low.
Take me back to a sweet Tallahassee. That to me has got a little bit of a harder sound,
yes,
than some of the others. I think it's one of the harder and certainly one of the best Aerosmith songs.
Well, it's hard rock merged with old rhythm and blues because it's got that nice beat to it, but it's slowed down because it is nasty. It's a nasty song, and it mentions Tallahassee, which is my home away from home. Back in the Saddle for me at number 3. So you covered that.
Yeah, we're right. Yeah, we're right there. Yeah. I mean, if I could hear you screech, here we go.
No, that's not going to happen.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe I did a good enough job with it. At number 2, I'm going with this one. This is tough. I mean, I'm going to number 1 here in a second, but this is right. It's one, and I'm going to call this one 1A. Mama Ken. Love Mama Ken.
That's the last thing I left off my list.
So you say.
No,
so now that I bring it up, now you're going to say that you had it on your list. Living like a gypsy, let me tell you how I feel. That has got probably their best opening. This is just a real rock and roll song, and I'm big fan. Love Mama Ken.
Plus, you got to love how they spell it, K-I-N.
And it was the first instance of profanity in an Aerosmith song.
Interesting.
Many more songs to come. That was the first.
My number 2, Uncle Salty.
Wow. It's 7 here. Why? How is it so high on the JLP list?
Well, it's just got everything. It's got, again, another great vocal. It's got a great riff. It's sort of goes back to their R&B roots. But it updates it in much the same way your favorite band, the Animals, update R&B into rock and roll. It's got a great bridge. It's just kind of a perfect song. And also, I have no idea what it's about. I'm sure it's something about girls and reproduction.
I think it's about a girl who gets lost on the wrong side of the tracks.
Oh,
we met a few of them.
Nothing good comes.
Nothing good comes to that. I'm going at number 1. Here it is. Sweet Emotion. It's a standard. I know. I'm not reaching too deep in the playlist, but give me any song or any day where I'm flipping the radio, and if I had 10 songs, 20 Aerosmith songs, that might be the song that I've got to have it. So sweet, mama with a face like a jet.
When they do that song in concert, Tom Hamilton walks out to the walkway, the catwalk, and stands right at the very end and starts doing boom, 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 and everybody just goes nuts.
Next thing you hear, it's talking about things that nobody cares, unlike us. There. And what is coming in number 1 for JLP?
For me, it is Last Child.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. I applaud you on this one.
Thank you.
You're obviously going to explain this a lot better than I did, so give us the reason why Last Child is
I think
the song.
It's the perfect summation of the Aerosmith sound. In that period, which is the only period that matters.
Yeah, okay.
Although, I got to say, we don't have anything past 1978, correct? Is that when Draw the Line came out?
I think
77,
because I think 79 is it 79 or 80 with Pump?
No, you're mercifully skipping over all those horrible albums.
Yes, that is merciful.
You're skipping over Night in the Ruts and all that kind of stuff. And Done with Mirrors, all those horrible albums.
And that bad song from Armageddon our producer likes.
The only new-ish song, and this is not even new anymore, that I almost put on my list was Janie's Got a Gun, which I think is a great song.
That's an interesting observation. I was close with that when it came to the newer stuff. I would have almost went, I'm sorry to say, with Dude Looks Like a Lady. Only because I thought that they did a pretty good job at the beginning of that of kind of kind of roped me in.
Yeah.
But it's never going to make the top 10. But I thought it was some of the better of the later tripe.
Well said.
Well said.
All right, that does it for another episode of Vintage Vinyl. Be sure and check in at courierjournal.com/music.
And don't forget to tweet.
Tweet us at CJ Vinyl. Let us know what you think about these lists. These lists that you're looking at right now, look at all the overlap.
Yeah.
It's, that's partly because they had 5 good years, 5 excellent years.
And I was getting ready to say,
5 of the
those
best
were
years,
awful,
5
those
of the
were
best
awfully
years
good years.
ever.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, what are we going to do? We're not going to
We're not going to sing, I was crying when I met you, and I died when I met you. No, we're not going to sing that.
And we're not going to put any song associated with the Michael Bay movie on any list. Ever.
No, we're not.
No matter how much control said producer has over our show, we're not going to put a Michael Bay movie song on an Aerosmith list.
So if you like that song, tell us about it.
Yes.
Jeffrey,
What? Mom?
have you seen my girdle?
Oh. I don't want to be part of this.
I don't want to be part of this either. I'm glad there's an exit.
And I don't want to miss a thing.
I'm glad there's a basement door we can get out of here. You do want to miss that thing.